I slept with a younger guy, and his mom hates me. I am an opera singer, a 28-year-old woman who has spent her entire adult life building something real, a voice, a reputation, a career worth being proud of, and in one night, I watched all of it flash before my eyes. A few months ago, I was working on a massive production in Europe. We're talking over 200 people involved, singers, musicians, directors, actors. It was the kind of show you work your whole life toward, and I was doing the lead role. I was consumed by it completely, which is probably why, when one of the actors started making his interest in me very obvious from day one, I didn't think much of it. Let's call him Marco. Marco was exceptionally good looking, like stop you in a crowded room, high fashion kind of handsome, and he knew it. He flirted constantly, and I flirted back, but between the rehearsals and the pressure of carrying the main role, actually pursuing anything was the last thing on my mind. Then came the premiere, then came the after party, and then came the part where both of us got properly intoxicated, and it was suddenly 5 a.m., and Marco was telling me he had no way to get home at that hour. Looking back, obvious ruse, but I was tipsy and relaxed and riding the high of opening night, so I offered him the sofa at my flat. You already know how this ends. The next afternoon, we were in that slow, comfortable, post-sleep haze, and Marco mentioned, almost as an afterthought, that his birthday was the following day. I laughed and made some joke about having given him an early gift. He smiled and said it was the best present he'd ever gotten. And then I asked how old he was turning. 18. He was turning 18, tomorrow. I was out of that bed so fast. My mind went completely blank and then immediately started running worst-case scenarios at full speed. I didn't even know the laws of that country. I had my entire life flash in front of me in about 4 seconds. Marco looked genuinely confused by my reaction and told me he was almost a man and that he dated a 30-year-old when he was 16. Like that was supposed to make me feel better. I begged him to tell absolutely no one. He swore on everything he would keep it quiet. By the next afternoon at the theater, everyone was giving me looks. By the end of the day, people were laughing. Colleagues were asking me questions so inappropriate, I'm not going to repeat them here. Marco had not only told his friends everything, he had told them everything. Details I won't describe. I ran to the cafeteria and I just fell apart completely. I have never felt shame like that in my life. The next morning, the theater director called me into his office, told me I should have known better, that as the lead, I had a reputation to protect. And then Marco's mother called. She was screaming in Italian so fast I could barely keep up, and I do speak the language. She told me I had raped her son, that because he was drunk, he couldn't have consented. She called me a predator. She called me a pedophile. She called me things I won't repeat. She found his messages to me and threatened to go to the police and expose me publicly. I genuinely thought my life was over. My career, my reputation, everything I had spent years building, gone. I won't sugarcoat it. In that moment, I wished I wasn't here anymore. But then something shifted. My colleagues, bless every single one of them, came forward and said they would testify if it came to that. That Marco had been openly, visibly, aggressively pursuing me since the first day of production. That he had orchestrated that entire night deliberately. And then it came out that Marco's mother hadn't actually gone to the police at all. She had gone to the theater director and tried to use the whole situation as leverage, either fire me or give her son a pay raise. The director was furious. He threatened her right back. She disappeared. So technically, I came out of it unscathed. My career survived. The people who matter know the truth. But here's the thing I can't shake. As the dust settles and I start to breathe again, I keep asking myself a question I can't answer alone. What if I hurt him? What if, regardless of what he said and did and planned, I was still the adult in that room? He was drunk. So was I. But I am 28 years old. Does that matter? Does intent matter? Does the fact that he clearly orchestrated the whole thing change anything about what actually happened? I am a rape survivor myself. That's not something I say lightly. And the very idea that I could have done something that caused that kind of damage to another person, even someone who deceived me, makes me feel physically ill. I don't have a clean ending to this story. I'm still sorting through it. I just needed to put it somewhere and ask, what do you think? Because I genuinely don't know.